Hello, my dearest Dr. Kimberly. This is our ethnics presentation presented by me, Ethan, Darryl, CAYSON, Jadrien, and GERRARD, and we will be presenting the topic of the ethics of human cloning in the medical field. So imagine a world where the boundaries between science fiction and reality blur, a world where the essence of life can be replicated cell by cell in a laboratory. Welcome to the frontier of human cloning. And through millennia, humanity has pursued knowledge, unraveling the mysteries of existence. In the 20th century has marked an era of unprecedented technological advancement, propelling us into the realms once thought exclusive to the divine only. Among this advancement lies human cloning, a scientific endeavor that challenges our understanding of life, identity, as well as ethics. So, at the heart of this exploration is the somatic cell nuclear transfer, a technique where the nucleus of a somatic cell is transferred into a nucleated egg, creating a genetically identical entity. Yet, as we stand on the cusp of this revolutionary frontier, we must confront profound ethical dilemmas. Questions arise. What defines individuality? Where do we draw the line between innovation and playing God? So, in this journey, we will delve into the promises and perils of human cloning in medicine, navigating the intricate tapestry of science, ethics, and humanity. Thank you.
I'm CAYSON, and now let's move on to the background of human cloning, well known with the literature review for our project. Now let's talk about the origin of ethical concerns. In 1971, James D. Watson, co-discoverer with Francis Crick of the double helical structure of DNA, predicted that one day human cloning would be possible and urged that as many people as possible be informed about the new ways for human reproduction and their potential consequences, both good and bad. This work related to the moral status of the embryo and start many debate. The key debate is, does the embryo have personhood, intrinsic moral worth? The opponent sides which hold the dignity-based argument. For example, Case argues that cloning reduces human life to a manufactured product, undermining the sanctity of the individual dignity. Forstrom contends that creating embryos for destruction treats them as mere means to an end, violating Kantian ethics. From the religious perspective, they say that human life begins at conception, thus, embryo destruction is morally equivalent to killing. On the other hand, the proponent sides, which hold the consequentialist arguments, like Harris, he claims embryo before 14 days lack sentience, so their use does not equal to harming a person. And Devoder and Savulescu emphasize that therapeutic cloning could have saved millions, justifying its ethical permissibility under strict oversight. We can't deny that this is a hot debate until now. So the status quo is the public still holds distinct perception of human cloning. Some are shocked by the implications of the technology and have fearful perception, while others are excited by the advancements and potential improvements it brings to human progress. The debate is far from settled, but one thing is clear. As science advances, we must carefully consider not just what we can do, but what we should do.
Hi, my name is Jadrien, and this is our case study for our ethics project. So for case 1, I'm going to talk about the Huang Wusong scandal. In 2004, Dr. Huang has claimed that he has successfully cloned human embryo and created embryonic stem cells. Later investigation revealed that the result was fabricated, and human eggs were actually obtained from junior female researcher without any proper consent. The scandal exposed deep ethical violation in both scientific integrity and human research ethics. This case has violated multiple ethics principles, which are informed consent, scientific integrity, non-maleficence, and justice. His action exposed a toxic research culture and misused power. The impact was major. His study has been retracted, he has to face legal concern, and South Korea strengthened its ethical oversight in biomedical research. This case reminds us that ambition without ethics can destroy scientific credibility. For the next case, I'm going to talk about cloning of monkey in China. In 2018, Chinese scientists successfully cloned two monkeys, Zhongzhong and Huahua, using somatic cells nuclear transfer, the same method used to create Dolly the sheep. While a scientific breakthrough, it led to concern due to high failure rates, animal suffering, and fear that human cloning could follow. The ethical principle at stake included animal welfare, non-maleficence, the precautionary principle, and responsible innovation. Many fear this research signaled the next step toward cloning humans. This case has led to global debates on cloning limits and the urgent need for international ethical guidelines. It reminds us that just because we can do something scientifically doesn't mean we should, without clear ethical boundary.
Now let's move on to the discussion part. The human cloning has transformative medical potential, particularly through somatic cell nuclear transfer (SCNT), which produces stem cells genetically identical to the patient. These stem cells could treat diseases like Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and organ failure. However, this process requires destroying embryos. This what makes scientists debates about these techniques, whether it is good or not, and the ethical debates amongst the people. So um, the core of cloning ethics is the controversial destruction of embryos. Some argue that embryos hold moral significance and should be protected. And other people just believe that embryos is not a living thing because embryos lack consciousness. Um, but the question here is, should scientific progress come at the cost of potential life? Let's look into the years of the Japanese occupation, years when Japanese gone crazy and started invaded the whole Southeast Asia. Um, Unit 731. This unit is the experiment by the Japanese government on the war captive. So, yes, this isn't about cloning, but strict ethical frameworks now exist because this happened. Every country have their own uh, set of rules, and every country views ethical cloning differently. So let's look at the Germany. Germany bans human cloning because it concerns over embryo destruction and the unpredictable consequences. Meanwhile, countries like the UK allows therapeutic cloning, but only under strict regulation and ethical oversight. These differing approaches highlight an important question: should we prioritize medical breakthrough or ethical concern? We must view this as we must find the right balance between these two. Ethical cloning is not about rejecting progress, but ensuring responsible advancement for the humankind. Scientists and policymakers must work together to set global ethical standards for cloning research. International cooperation, stronger ethical boards, and open discussion can help build a framework where cloning benefits humanity responsibly. With the right oversight, cloning could revolutionize medicine without compromising ethics. So, human cloning holds immense medical potential, but ethical concern must guide its progress. We must ask ourselves, how do we advance without losing sight of ethical responsibility? If we integrate strict regulations, transparency, and responsible oversight, cloning can reshape medicine without repeating past mistakes.
So for our group conclusion, human cloning or therapeutic cloning can be a help in regenerative medicine and personalized treatment using a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer (SCNT). This might sound helpful to the world, but it comes with a heavy ethical dilemma, especially the debates on destruction of embryo when using this technique. Some do agree that embryo are not consciousness being and it is okay to use it to help living people, while the other disagree about it. These arguments show how tricky it is to balance scientific progress with respect for life. Future scientific practice must prioritize ethical framework as a part of research. For instance, the research of human cloning must be publicly accessible to ensure transparency for the society and to welcome the public opinion, question, and concern on human cloning technique. So, in the end, human cloning is neither good nor evil. Its value depends on how it is pursued and what it is made for. As the advancement of science in this day, it might be a good thing as it provides benefits, but it can also be used wrongly. If human cloning become reality, will it be something that we can celebrate or something that will cause chaos in the world? It depends on how we pursue. That's all from our group. Thank you.